And cut.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like I was kind of rambling on a little bit in the middle, but
No,
it's okay.
it's good.
I hope you can edit that.
Yeah. Real quick, just want to get some thoughts just of being on the other side. Obviously, sometimes it could just be in and out, you know?
Yeah.
But just what are your, do you have any thoughts now after the recording?
No, I feel like I did what God wanted me to do. Just shared what he's done for me and what he's still doing for me.
I've been enjoying every now and then recording some behind the scenes just as a documentation of just what the Lord is doing.
Yeah.
We've been able to get to hear a little bit more. And I was really encouraged by what you were sharing. And I was wondering if we could just get you to share it with the audience publicly of just one, how you came across the channel. And then two, how has it impacted you watching these different testimonies? I'm just curious and would love to share.
So I'm on YouTube, and so it came up, just testimony about how God did this. And so I went to him a few different stories and I heard them. And then I was just kind of intrigued by the titles of some of them. So I listened some more. And then it's like I started to realize, because I have my own testimony and how God had transformed me, but I was really amazed on how God, how he chases people even who reject him. I was amazed on how people came out of witchcraft and how God had revealed himself to them. And so just listening to how God moves in different ways and how he brings people towards him, being a pastor, that's important for me because I don't want to think everybody has to come the way I came or be transformed the way I was transformed. For some people, it's a process. It's a process for all of us, but they don't automatically just stop doing a lot of things. They still can be doing it still, but God is still working on them. So to hear these testimonies and how God is so faithful to complete his work in them, it's that gives me hope and not to try to judge what I think God is doing or not doing in somebody's life. But also look at how deeply, you love us. You are chasing some of these people, Lord. They're refusing you. You were still chasing them. And when I listen to some of the testimonies and I hear about some of the stuff that they were doing and how they were ignoring God or whatever, and I'm just and you still was chasing them. It just let me know, this is good because I'm ministering to people and I need to know, God will chase you, And I've heard testimonies, and when I've been praying and encouraging people, I have a lot of times recited things I saw, heard in testimonies. Yeah. Lord, I know you can, if you can save witches, you can save people. And so that's the way it has impacted me, is I'm looking at God in a different perspective than just my own.
Now, you kind of took it a step further. And you not only were watching, but then said, well, at some point you decided you were interested in sharing your testimony.
Yes.
So tell me about that process, because that in itself is a very bold move to say, well, I want others to see what God has done in my life. And not even just that, but also you're allowing people to see the mess, right? Of the life before Jesus. So could you share with us a little bit of that mindset, of that process?
So this is the funny part. God actually put in my heart to share my testimony. I actually went on Facebook before I even submitted anything just to share my testimony. It was 10 minutes. And it's people were just saying things like, you're so transparent. I have one lady that we fellowship with, she was a teen mom, but she don't want to share that, And I was just pretty open about my life, It wasn't as long as this. It was 10 minutes, But God had put that in my heart, he wants us to be. And so when I start preaching, I'm sharing my testimony, more and more pieces of my life while I'm preaching. And then when I started listening to these testimonies, then I felt led, I want you. And I told my husband, I said, they're going to call me. Because I felt like God was saying, I want you to share your testimony. I want you to share it. And so he was already preparing my heart before this to share and put that in my heart. It's important to keep sharing about what I have done so people can know. We had a picnic at our church, and part of our picnic, we had people come up to share testimonies. And some of these people weren't even saved. And a lot of them, like you were saying, were molested and different things. And they were just saying how they know it was God and they survived this and, how God was good. And so it's just like I'm starting to see more of that, like through testimonies, So that's how God had actually put in my heart to start doing that. Then he just really led me to like, go ahead and submit your testimony. You're going to share your testimony. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, here we are. Yep, in Illinois, recording. Come on. Well, just thank you again for giving us the opportunity to record your testimony, to share it. Any last words? This is really the last words.
I don't have any last
words. We're good.
words.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.